Yes, this is the game I picked up yesterday after a drive through the beautiful Norwegian countryside. I was visiting my parents last week in my hometown, and I was checking Facebook as you do, and this one popped up on a Facebook group which normally doesn't have anything interesting on it, just like coin pushers and redemption machines. But yeah, there was something arcadey on there, and it was just a detour, slight detour from the normal route I take when I drive home to Oslo, and so it was feasible to actually pick this one up, and it was an auction, and it didn't generate any interest at all. So I got it for cheap, which was cool as well. I've been looking for a cocktail table for quite some time now, because I think it'll make a nice centerpiece in the Arctic arcade. From before, I just have this regular bar table, which does the job, but yeah, this one will really bring the room together, as they say. It's as you can see, it's a midway table. It doesn't have a very big footprint, which I like about these cocktail tables from Midway. And when I first saw it in the ad, I thought, okay, cool. Space Invaders, as you can see from the burn-in. And there's burn on the other side as well. So that puzzled me a little bit at first, but then I thought, okay, so the screen flip-flops when you alter players. But once I started looking a bit more into this particular version of Space Invaders, you can see it says Space Invaders, or can you? Space Invaders 2. This is actually a versus game, simultaneous versus game, where you, of course, you shoot regular invaders, but you can also shoot your opponent, which makes it all the more fun, I think. So this is it was a great surprise when I actually realized that, wow, it's a version of Space Invaders I haven't really seen before. There is a manual for it, so I guess it's not, or it's definitely not a hack or anything like that. I think it's manufactured at Midway, and yeah. I don't know if it's a rare version of Space Invaders or if they are all over the place. What I can tell you is that any Space Invaders in Norway is rare anyway. But as for how common they are in, say, the States, I wouldn't know. But very cool. And yeah, I do have the glass for it. And it also came with an overlay of sorts. It's just a photocopy. So I guess there are art files out there, but the seller, who was a very nice guy, he told me that yeah, he had picked this up some years ago, but when he took off the glass, the overlay just, or underlay it might even be called, just crumbled to bits. So he has been able to obtain files from I don't know where, and this is probably printed at the local print shop. It's not adhesive or anything. I don't know if these should be adhesive under the glass, but that remains to be investigated. And also it has the light here is horrible, but it has this colored overlay plastic lens, which gives the screen a bit more life, because this is obviously a black and white monitor. As for the title, Space Invaders II, I've always thought that, okay, that's the title for the color version of Space Invaders, and the gameplay doesn't really differ much from the original title or Midway version. So I'm confused. But if anybody has any insight into this, please comment below, as they say. Okay, so this is as far as I've come. I've managed to bring the table down the stairs of death, and to my basement alone. And I did take off the monitor, which is fastened to the wooden piece here, and so I brought them down separately. But it was a hassle, even so, of course. So yes, how cool is that? You can just fold the table open, and you can access everything. The chassis sits there, ready to be worked on, and also from the front you can open a hatch, and the PCB comes out. So you gotta hand it to those engineers over at Midway in 1981. Really cool. And I just wanted to give you a small tour of the cab and inside the cab. This is the monitor. I've never worked on a black and white chassis before, so this is new to me, but I'm eager to learn. Let's see, does it say any model number? It's a 19 V1001 Wells Gardner. Yeah, so that's that. Manufactured, yeah, cool. Manufactured October 1979. At that point, I was 4 years old. So nice. And adjustments. And we're going in for a small tour inside the cabinet as well. These are the PCB set. This looks fairly clean to my eyes, at least. I don't know. There is some hackery going on down here. Going to this small board. Is this the reset circuit? I don't know. I don't know the first thing about these caps. But apparently this piece of paper is to protect it from moisture and things and screws falling down on the board, I guess. Power supply, and I'll have to look in the manual. This might be the soundboard, I guess. And then these fuses are interesting, because the seller told me that he couldn't get the sound to work. I've seen the game playing on video, but he didn't know anything about anything really. And it has never had sound in his ownership. And I did a quick check of the fuses, and this fuse has blown. Don't know if I can't really see what it says. Perhaps it doesn't say anything about which circuit it is in. But okay, I'll have to check more on that and beep a little, I guess. And but the manual only states 2 fuses, I think. I might be wrong about that. Okay, let's not dwell too much on that. Okay, so anyway, the speakers are there. They seem intact, and yeah, that's about it. The transformer supplying all the different voltages, and this, of course, is wired for 220 volts, and as we are in Norway, and it's been operated in Norway, this cab, so that's about all I know about it. So not sure how I should approach it, really. I guess I should do all the due diligence stuff, but I'm also curious just to see if it works. Might cry about that later. These are interesting, I think. They are not necessarily cool, but they are interesting, and yeah, they make sense, like in a Space Invaders context. You move to either side on the laser base. This side is more intact graphics wise, and I don't know if you can read, but it says it has some names, and my eye caught this one, Astrid er pen, which means Astrid is hot or pretty in Norwegian, so that's cool. I wonder what Astrid is doing these days. Yeah, she's probably a bit more older than me, hopefully. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I can tell you about the cab so far. It has this number stamped into it. It's 646. Can that be some sort of serial number, or I don't know. Yeah. Alright, so I've checked the schematics a bit regarding that blown fuse, and it turns out to be the 12-volt circuit, which goes to the lamps, and all of those lamps are burnt out and missing. So yeah, 2 burnt out lamps and 2 missing ones. And so I decided on not bothering with replacing that just now, that fuse. I'll just move on, and this is not, what can you say, this is not best practice. Those of you watching this video know that, of course, just to switch a game on to check if it works. But yeah, I'm curious to see whether this actually fires up straight away. So I've decided on doing that. Plugged it in. Former owner has gone through a whole lot of effort in trying to tape in the interlock switch. Perhaps he didn't know that you can just pull it out, but anyway, I'll pull that switch and see what happens. Let's hope nothing catches on fire. Here goes just about nothing. Okay, I heard high voltage, and there is neck-low, which is always a good sign. So let's see what happens here. Look at that, Space Invaders II, and a horrible image but I am very happy to see this alive. And it, although it has some few graphical glitches, don't know whether this is actually, it might be PCB related, but definitely the shadows and everything are has to do with the monitor. Might be able to dial it in a little bit better, I don't know. So that is for down the road, but really thrilled to see this work. Or at least displaying an image. So I want to try to coin it up. So let's see. Okay, so where is the thingamajig? Okay. I want to hear that coin counter going. Doesn't do anything. Can it be the switch? Okay, let's check if the game is doing anything. Oh, I don't think that is coined up. Insert coin, it says. So apparently not. Okay. Can it be? Let's see. Is it wired in? Not sure. There's a lot of red tape to go through. Ah! It snapped. And it snapped again. So this is the number of plays on the thing. Okay. So we heard a couple of snaps, which in my book is that it's accepted a couple of coins. And would you look at that? To start game, press 1 play button or press 2 player button. So of course I want to push the 2 player button. And we have, is it moving? Yeah. Nice. Okay, so if I place my ship there and the other ship is actually sitting on the other end there, can I shoot it? I did. It's versus Space Invaders. This is awesome. Okay, so I don't know if the joystick or thing is dragging towards. No, it's normal. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, this works on a level which makes it actually playable, and there comes the UFOs as well in the middle there. This is awesome. Yep. So we'll be investigating further. I'll try to dial in the monitor a little bit and perhaps come back. Thank you. Alright, so this looks a little bit better, I would say. The adjustment pots for brightness and contrast were just turned to the max. So I don't know if that is done because of for some reason there has been a dirty screen or something with the overlay. Not sure, but anyway, it looks way better and distinct, and yeah, this will be ready to go this evening. So there is a lot of things to sort out, I guess. I'll have to do something about the coin mechanism, and of course the sound as well. But let's try to adjust the sound pot. Okay, let's put it in a game. Okay, it's sort of warming up, or it gave me one credit at least, and there it gave me another one. So okay, so I'll switch on game, and where's the sound port? Is it in a game? Yeah, it's in a game. Not sure if that's the correct pot or anything, but can it be that it's something to do with the missing 12 volt? Yeah, that time will tell. Okay, so one last one for all you Space Invaders 2 enthusiasts out there. You've probably been tearing out your eyebrows over this. But yeah, as you can see, I took out the board. It's very easy to get to. It's a perfect design. And reason I did that was I wanted to just check the main volume pot, which is there. And that didn't do anything. So, but then I started to think about the 12 volts again. And I checked the circuit again in the manual. And it turns out that the soundboard needs 12 volts. So I took out all the dead bulbs in case they mess up anything, and popped a new fuse in there. I had one 3 amp fuse, so hopefully that'll hold, but at least now that's Space Invaders with sound. How about that? It works 100%. So it was the 12 volts circuit which was out, and of course the 12 volts is needed for sound. So there you have it. Very happy with everything now. Just need to check on find a way to coin up, which is easier than hitting that old switch like 20 times before it kicks in. So that's it. Space Invaders. I'll do one last shot of the thing in the dark. So now I can't see a thing. So if I stumble into the monitor now, it'll go viral on YouTube. That is just awesome. And the screen is pretty great. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see that there is slight burn in, or the phosphor is weaker in certain spots, but with the bases, but I don't mind. I mean, we're talking 9080 here. Here we have the Space Invaders 2 in its right element. The Arctic Arcade I switched on a couple of games just to catch the ambience, but this is what it's all about now. Very happy to have this cocktail table here. It turned out that the dark perspex is very dark, so I had to readjust the brightness. I pushed it to what I thought of as the max before putting on the perspex and the, what's it called, the color cells? Not sure. Anyway, it turned a lot darker. So now I turn it up a tad more, and hopefully that won't hurt it. I can't see any of the shadowing that I saw when the perspex was off. And I don't play that much, so it should be fine down here. Yeah. Anyway, really happy with this catch, I would call it. There is still some things to do. I need to find T-molding for this a little bit. I might have some scrap parts from when I did my Robotron, because it has the kind of same leathery texture. It's there on the other side, so yeah. Anyway, so that's one thing, and then I'll have to sort out a way of getting credits, which is hard at the moment. Not impossible, but cumbersome. Yeah. The overlay or underlay, I will do that. But for a day's work, getting the sound up and running, it was just a fuse. And yeah, it really was. I mean, sometimes it's just a fuse, as we've seen in several of these YouTube videos. Anyways, I'm not one for cocktails. I don't really drink cocktails, but since it's the vacation, I've poured myself a nice glass of red, which I will enjoy. And hopefully you enjoyed this video from the Arctic Arcade. So thank you for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you. Bye bye.